Welcome back to Creatives on the Couch. I'm here with my beautiful host.
Hiya, darling. It's me.
And I'm here with...
Gracie.
If you got on your name. I'm joking. I love him. He's so serious, isn't he?
So lovely.
You are such a geezer. I love you so much.
I'm such a what?
Geezer.
Geezer.
You're just so... Do you know?
Never been called a geezer.
Do it, all right.
No.
We'll just have a chat.
Yeah.
We worked with a character called Danny Cruel in our last film. He was the killer. You know, there's like asylum visits for his doctor, and Danny Cruel's name's there. And literally just every killer or criminal we've ever created.
It was all written behind me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and obviously I wasn't involved in the other movies. You know, I came onto Boarhog early, sort of 2022, didn't I really?
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I didn't know anything about this universe that he created, but suddenly I was sort of thrust into it all and saw what he was creating and was just completely and utterly blown away by it all.
Yeah.
You know, and now, obviously, aside from what we do, you know, and this here, you know, I've got a whole family now of people around me who I know I can... It's always good to have someone to have your back, isn't it?
Of course.
You know, you'll feel that you always need people to have your back, and I think that's what you strive with in your movies, isn't it? That you know, everyone's an equal, really, isn't it? And I think that's why you're so great at getting the people, you know, who want to work with you.
Yeah, we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all just trying to get somewhere and progress further. And it's up to, you know, I always get everyone in before, what do you want out of this role? Rather than me being at them saying, I want this, I want that. Because if I know what they want, I can get in a win-win situation with them and like, right, I know what I want for what this person wants, and I know what I want.
Yeah.
I know where we might have a bit of a problem and how we can fix that. So, you know, you've got to get your actors and your crew, you know, all comfortable. Make them feel like, you know, it's for them.
Yeah.
You know, they can progress from it. They can progress further.
Yeah.
So you've got to always recognise that. Even if you know you might not like it, you know, you've got to kind of think, you know, are they thinking more outside the box than I am? Are they're seeing this from the outside looking in. Maybe it's something I've not thought about. And, you know, that way.
And that's where
like
you come across as sort of like a fair guy, to be honest, because, you know, me and you've sat for hours, you know, dissecting things and going through things, and I saw things that he hadn't even seen regarding some of the characters.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's change this, let's change that. We did one scene, didn't we? You were really, really happy with it, but I wasn't the slightest, was I? And I rang him up, and I'd been up all night, and I just was like, we need to completely reshoot this. And he was like, it's fine. I went, it's not fine. It's not right.
Yeah.
So we went back, refilmed the whole thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he came back to me and he was like, you were absolutely bang on to say that it wasn't right.
You can't always be right. And I think once you recognise that, you know, you have to learn. You know, you have to, you know, you can't just go through thinking, it's my film, forget everybody else. You know, because everybody else is trying to help you. So if you're forgetting everybody else, you know, you're left with nothing. You know, it's like, you know, you don't want to hear their input.
Yeah.
And I think you have to hear their input because they're going to see it a different way to how you see it. Yeah. They might see you might think, this is the most terrible scene in the world, but they might say, no, you know, look at it. If they're looking at it from a different angle, you know, you've had a different input.
So we'd never met at that point, and then people were getting in touch with me saying there's this film being done, and they're looking for a lead, and you really, really need to go for it. But I was so busy at that point in Wizard of Oz, and I was like, I can't, I'm too busy as Scarecrow. I haven't got time. And then one person who I always listen to said, actually, Reese, you need to contact these people. Yeah. This film was made for you. And so I got in touch with one of the producers, a guy called Chris Cutler, who came straight back to me and said, you need to do a self-tape, but you need to speak to the director and the writer, which is a guy called Craig Quinn. And I was like, right, okay. So I found Craig, and he sent me the script over. I did a self-tape, didn't I? Sent it off to you. And then he came straight back to me and was like, we're not even looking at any of the other self-tapes. You've got the part.
Yeah.
And that was it, wasn't it? I came over to meet you, and we started building the character.
Yeah, started talking about the Brecknell character that he plays, and you know.
And it's been one of the, you know, the best best things of my career. Not even just because he sat here. Out of my entire career, it has been one of the best things I have ever done.
Yeah.
I love this film.
It's amazing because obviously you met at Winter Wonderland. Well, you saw him at Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
Then, a separate occasion.
Just a few weeks later, our paths just brought us together. He'd
Meant
already
to
seen
be.
me working, didn't really think much about it, and then obviously I'd got in touch, and that was it. And now he's stuck with me.
I felt
Yeah,
so
you know,
Yeah. So your
Thank
first
you.
film, Wrong Side.
yeah.
What's all that about? Tell us about the story of Wrong Side.
So basically, the story of Wrong Side is I play Detective Inspector Tommy Shaw, and he solved a case 5 years before, and it turns out the wrong guy got locked up because the guy they arrested dies in the asylum, and the murders start happening again, you know, by trademarks and eyewitness accounts. So they end up chasing a guy called the Gas Mask Killer. And it's all sorts of like, you know, these blocks in the road to why they can't catch this guy, this hidden police corruption to why they can't catch this guy. And it's kind of them on the journey to catch this killer and find out who he is.
And it's all based within Sounder City University.
It's all based in the Sounder City University. Killer is kind of inspired by Richard Ramirez. He was the Night Stalker who haunted LA. I think it was the summer of 1985.
Okay.
So that's where we kind of got the inspiration for the killer from.
You wrote it all and
Yeah.
produced it, directed it,
Yeah.
starred in it.
Sounds
Jack
brilliant.
of all trades.
I didn't want to star in it, but our lead actor pulled out, so I thought, right, you know,
Jumped in.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But,
where can we watch that? Because that sounds.
there's a trailer on YouTube,
Okay.
so if you just type in Wrong Side Trailer,
Yeah.
or just Wrong Side Craig Quinn,
Yeah.
it'll come up.
Okay.
And obviously, there's a lot of people
That's
watching this.
brilliant.
If people want to see what movies you've done, what you've got coming up, you are on all the social media things, and that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Fade to Blood Films. You can follow me on Instagram, it's at the recently deceased _
Where's that name come
That's
from?
very Beetlejuice, isn't it?
I just,
Do you get the handbook?
I've got,
go for the
I am the handbook.
I love that.
But yeah,
I know that.
I'm on
love
Instagram, the recently deceased _ So, and then what's the other one? Facebook. You can find me on there.
Yeah.
Craig Quinn, you know,
Just there.
if I'm not banned. If I've not said something I shouldn't have said. But yeah, you can like the page as well, Fade to Blood Films, so it's all there.
And all the trailers are coming out and everything on there.
Yeah, so, you know, we've got trailers out for Wrong Side, we've got Cruel to You on YouTube, so if you want to go and watch that, it's Cruel to You, KRUL to You.
I could see your brain ticking over.
I know,
then.
yeah.
I'm just like, you know, why did I do it like that?
And then you
It's,
obviously created Boarhog,
Yeah.
threw me into the lead role of that. I mean, that's a real 80s
Yeah.
throwback retro blood and gore
Oh,
fest.
I've
isn't
seen
it?
the
You
trailer for
Yeah.
that. It's amazing.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. Really, really good.
Look at that smile.
I know, but do you know what? It was brilliant. I can't wait to watch that one.
It's going to be interesting. I cannot wait. You've got a lot of editing to do, though, haven't you, on that one? You know, thousands of shots.
It's like 6,000 shots, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long would it
But-
take you to edit that? I mean, God.
Well, up to now, I'd say we're about 70% in to a rough cut. So, you know, we're just getting all the visuals, you know, sorting out what might go on the cutting room floor. You know, we did a big CGI shoot the other day, and yeah, so we've got a big task on, but you know.
You're proud of this one, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm super confident about it. Like, you know, I've never been as confident about, you know, any other film I've done, and you know, I always like to work on it every day. You know, or you know, try and
You don't
get it a
sleep.
step.
Times that I go mad at him because I'll message him and he's laid on his sofa at like 3 a.m. and he's not gone to bed and he's not eating and he's still editing everything together. I'm like,
Food. I don't like sleeping because I feel like I'm losing time on what I'm doing. It's a big inconvenience to me, and food's just fuel. I only use it for fuel. I'm like Vince McMahon.
well, you are a
He's the
personal
same.
trainer as well, aren't you?
Yeah. So I just use food for fuel.
Right.
And yeah,
A lot of people's ears have just pricked up then, going, "Oh,
Sleep.
and he's single."
So,
People are going to be sliding into your DMs.
you know, I'm a meme as well.
Are you?
I'm a meme.
Tell us about that.
Well, basically, when I was training in a gym, I had to do I was doing a seated row, and somebody said, "Do like a really like pervy face, like when you do the seated row," and I just ended up doing this one. And yeah, like a few memes have been made from that photo.
Oh wow.
So yeah, but yeah, like sleep now. Like it really like spoiled my day when I have to sleep.
My gosh.
He never ever stops. Seriously.
Because you're so passionate, you can just see the
Yeah.
passion and the love that he's got for his craft.
If it was left to me, I'd stay up 24 hours at 24/7, just doing what I'm doing.
Amazing.
You're
So
an absolute
My
gent. I'm
gosh.
so glad that you've been on the chat show.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I walked into your life and you walked into mine.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to get this one on some projects.
definitely,
sometime.
let's get Monique involved.
Yeah.
I think we've created some magic because of your amazing mind. Thanks so much for coming on the chat show, Sunshine.
Thanks very much, man.
That is
So
Quinn,
Thank you.
Quinn, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to know anything that he does, or if you just want to slip into his DMs and find out about his personal training, it's Craig Quinn, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we will see you again on another episode very, very soon. To our amazing team, to this studio, to you, beautiful lady. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.